So, welcome back to our channel. I hope everyone is staying safe and fine. So, we were discussing the first chapter, metals and non-metals in chemistry. Today, we are going to discuss a new chapter, coal and petroleum. Okay, it's a simple chapter. You don't have to study a lot about these things. Nothing is there, but you have to understand some ideas. You have to get some ideas on this, what is coal, what is petroleum, how are they formed. Okay, so about these things, a brief idea we have to have. So that's why we are discussing this chapter, coal and petroleum. Okay, so what is coal, what is petroleum? Okay, before that, before jumping into straight away into the portion, we will have to study something else called natural resources. In our day-to-day life, we are using a lot of equipments and a lot of things like sunlight. It's very essential for us. Water, it's another essential thing without which human life will not be possible. Then we are using vehicles, we are using petrol for running the cars, we are using a lot of equipments, etc. So these things which helps human beings to lead a beautiful life, to lead a wonderful and prosperous life, those things are called resources. They will be helping us to lead a good life. So the things which helps us, they are called resources. So some of the resources are obtained from nature like sunlight, water, etc. The other resources, we human beings will be producing it. So they are man-made resources. Okay, so natural resources are there which is obtained from nature. Man-made resources are there which we human beings are producing. Okay, so these natural resources, under these natural resources, I have told you some examples like sunlight, then water, etc. So under this natural resources, the resources obtained from nature, who all will come? This coal and petroleum will come. This coal and petroleum are helping human beings to lead a good life, to lead a successful life, to lead a prosperous life. So coal and petroleum, they are used mainly as fuels. You know what is a fuel? Which helps for burning, isn't it? For burning we are using fuel, and the thing which we are from the petrol station, from the pumping station, we are in our vehicles we are filling petrol, diesel, etc. Those petrol, diesel, etc. will come under petroleum. The common name from petroleum product, the petrol and diesel is a petroleum product. Okay, so coal and petroleum, they are natural resources. They are natural resources. Okay, so under these natural resources, we are having two types of resources. There are two types of natural resources. They are renewable resources, non-renewable resources. In geography, you might have studied it. Renewable resources and non-renewable resources. What are renewable resources? Renewable resources means those resources which will be renewed easily. Sunlight. Every day and after each night, sunlight is coming after the day after the next day, sun is rising up and we are able to receive sunlight. So it is renewed each day. Isn't it? The wind energy, it is renewed each day. Sunlight, solar energy, it is renewed each day. Okay, so those resources which are not which will not be getting over, which will be renewed easily, replenished easily, they are called renewable resources. Then what are non-renewable resources? Non-renewable resources means those resources which cannot be replenished easily. Which cannot be replenished easily. These non-renewable resources cannot be replenished easily. Why they are not able to be replenished easily? Because they take millions of years to occur. They take millions of years to originate. They take millions of years to originate. Okay, so the formation of soil you might have studied, the formation of soil. It will take millions of years. From huge rocks, they will be slowly, they will be coming into smaller forms. At last, the sand or the soil is produced. Isn't it? Formation of soil. But likewise, the same way, these coal and petroleum or non-renewable resources, they take millions of years for the formation. So, in a day, means we human beings, they will only live for around 70, 80 or 85 to 90 years. Okay, but how many generations is required to get a million year? Okay, that much many generations are yet to come. Then only these things will be, if it is replenished, if we are overusing these non-renewable resources, they will be exhausted. They will be exhausted. Okay, these resources will be exhausted. It will be finished. We cannot save it for our future generations. So that is why these non-renewable resources, when we are using it, we have to take a great care. Great care should be taken in order for the non-renewable resources, because if it is once used up, it will be over for the whole time. Then the new non-renewable resources, new resources should come up, but for that it will take again and millions of years. So it's not easy for replenishing non-renewable resources. And this coal and petroleum, they are non-renewable resources. Coal and petroleum, they are non-renewable resources. So they were made from the nature long time back, from the creatures which were present for millions and millions of years ago. The plants, the animals, the sea creatures, sea animals, the sea plants, the living creatures present in sea, in air, in land, like plants, animals, etc. When they died, okay, after their death, they will be buried under the earth's surface. So these creatures, when they are buried under earth's surface, they will be acted upon by different microorganisms and bacteria, etc. It will take millions and millions of years. They will be converted, their gases, it will be converted into fossil fuels. It will be converted into fossil fuels. Okay, so from there we are able to dig out this coal and petroleum. Okay, the coal is mainly used for cooking purposes. Today we are using liquefied petroleum gas, LPG, cylinders. Before that we used to use what? The furnaces, where we will keep wooden pieces and we will burn it, and from there we will be cooking things. But today we are having stove, LPG, gas cylinder, etc. Before that we were using wood and all, wood and coal, etc. So coal was used for cooking purposes, like this burning purposes. It was a fuel. It was used as a fuel. It will be helping us to burn. It will emit heat energy easily. It will emit a large amount of heat energy. So it's easy for us for burning. If we use coal, it is very easy for us to burn easily. Okay, and petroleum products, it is obtained from sea. From the sea creatures which were present millions and millions of years ago, they were buried under the seabed. Okay, and then after millions of years ago, it will be converted into petroleum products. From petroleum products, we are able to extract petrol, diesel, kerosene, then liquefied petroleum gas, LPG. These things are being converted from the petroleum products. From the petroleum which is being mined, which is being digged out, which is being mined. Mining means what? Taking out from the earth's surface, mining. Okay, so petroleum was done like this, and from there we will get different types of petroleum products like petrol, diesel, kerosene, petroleum, paraffin, wax. It's a petroleum product. Okay, so these things we are going to learn in detail. These things about the coal, the production, their uses, etc. Petroleum, their production uses, their types, etc. in this chapter. Okay, so coal and petroleum, they are natural resources, and also they are non-renewable resources. So while we are using this coal and petroleum, we have to take utmost care. Okay, and one more thing, this coal and petroleum will emit a lot of poisonous gases. That means they are injurious to our environment. But without this, we cannot have a successful life. We cannot have a easy life. It helps us a lot, but even though it helps us a lot, there is a extent to which they eliminate a lot of poisonous gases and they are injurious to our environment. Okay, so because of that, we are changing vehicles into electrical vehicles. Motor vehicles are converted into electrical vehicles instead of using petrol and diesel, which are petroleum gases. They emit a lot of carbon monoxide and all, which is poisonous to our surface environment and which in turn will affect our health. So we are converting our vehicles into electrical vehicles and compressed natural gas vehicles, CNG vehicles. You might have come across this term, CNG vehicles, CNG automobiles, auto rickshaws, CNG, compressed natural gas. In Delhi and all, they have converted their auto rickshaws, everything into compressed natural gas, CNG auto rickshaws and all, because there the pollution amount is more. And when this COVID came, this season, the main help or the main advantage to the environment was that the pollution extent was reduced, because the number of vehicles entering into the public roads were decreased. People started to stay home, so the pollution, the environment got a lot of benefit from this. So if there is, as the two sides of a coin, if there are a lot of disadvantages, there are a lot of advantages also for the same cause. For the same reason, for the same thing, it will have both advantages and disadvantages. Okay, so we are affected. We human beings are affected a lot, but the affection is just because of our own activities. We were exploiting the nature. We were doing all the harmful activities towards earth. So from there, maybe it was affected, means what? In order for the earth to replenish, to take a new birth, to have what? The earth required some rest. Otherwise the condition would have been severe. So for that, means what? This season, it was helpful for the environment to replenish itself, to rejuvenate itself. Okay, so the environment is very important for us. So this coal and petroleum, it is harmful in some ways, but also it is having a lot of uses. On the other hand, it is having a lot of uses. Okay, so coal, we will start to discuss about this coal and petroleum. Okay, so I hope the introduction is clear to you about coal and petroleum. Okay, coal and petroleum, they are natural gases. The coal and petroleum, it is mined from earth's surfaces. They take millions and millions of years to form. So they are non-renewable resources. If it is exhausted, it will take millions and millions of years to come back. Okay, they are harmful in some extent, but then also they are having a lot of uses. Okay, so I hope the introduction is clear to you. Thank you.